Okay. Good morning, everyone. Dan Bates, President and CEO, Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, and we are really happy you could join us today for another Coffee and Conversations. Today, we have a really interesting topic, so you're in for a treat. And I have to be honest, when Laura first brought this to my attention several months ago, I thought she was crazy, but I was the one who was wrong. So we're going to find out from Catherine today just what that could mean to Butler County. So we are on Zoom. You can ask questions of the speaker. I'm sure she won't mind if you interrupt her as she goes along. If you are on Facebook Live, type your questions in and Tiffany will repeat them to the speaker so we can get those answered as well. So that's kind of the protocol. We're going to get started. You know who I am. Now Laura's going to find out who all of you are. Laura.
Will do. Thank you, everyone. Hi, I'm Laura Merrill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber. Glad to have you all with us today. I'll just go around my screen if everyone can give me your name and what company you're with. Tiffany, we will start with you.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Grubb, Director of Marketing at the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
Rusty? You're muted, Rusty.
The tech guy is muted. I can't believe
right?
it.
I'm Rusty Allison. I'm with Advanced Online Insights.
Glad to have you with us today. Jeff?
I'm Jeff Gambrell. I'm the Volunteer Services and Community Engagement Manager at Serve City.
All right, glad to have you with us today. Rachel?
Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Dan. It's good to be good to be with all of you. My name is Rachel Steinman, and I'm in job transition right now, and I'm really looking forward to learning about what's happening with this eclipse in Butler County. So thank you.
Glad to have you with us today, Rachel. Jennifer Pierce?
Thank you. I'm Jennifer Pierce. I'm with Modern Psychiatry and Wellness. I'm an outreach program manager and looking forward today. Thanks for hosting.
Great. All right, now Jennifer Kendall.
I'm Jennifer Kendall. I'm the food pantry manager with Serve City.
Glad to have you with us today too. Kevin, welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Kevin Terrain with Terrain Accounting.
And Kevin's a new member of the chamber. Glad to have you with us, Kevin.
Good to be here. Thanks.
And Maria.
Hello, everyone. I'm the Education and Programs Manager at Pyramid Hill.
Great. Glad to have you with us, Maria. All right, Catherine, we will let you take it away.
Okay. I'm Catherine Rollinson. I'm with Travel Butler County. I'm the VP of Marketing and Communications. So thanks everybody for joining this morning. Excited to talk about one of my favorite topics of this year leading into 2024. We're doing a ton of different research and brainstorming sessions to try to come up with some ways to differentiate Butler County as the place to be for the 2024 eclipse. So hoping that all of you can jump in with us on that and give some of your ideas, and we can make this the place to be. So let me just back up real quick and just explain who Travel Butler County is for those who may not know. We're the destination marketing organization for the county. So our whole goal and mission is economic impact through tourism. And so we do that in a variety of different ways, but the high level overview is that we promote leisure travel through a variety of different means. So that could be like a family coming from Columbus, Cleveland, Indianapolis, etc., coming in to experience Butler County and all of its activities. And then we also have a sales portion of the Bureau that does group travel business. So that'll be things like meetings and conventions, youth and amateur sports. And so that's kind of the high level overview of who the organization is and what we do. So Dan, you are wrong because we did start talking about the eclipse. We started promoting it back in April. So Laura was correct to start thinking about it. So yeah, back in April, we brought this up to partners for the first time at our spring partner meeting to try to get everybody thinking down the path of the eclipse. So if you're not aware, it's going to take place starting, it's going to be on April 8th of 2024, which is a Monday. Ohio will not see totality again until the year 2099. So this is a big deal. It should bring thousands of additional visitors into our area. One thing that's kind of great and where we're positioned, I'll show a little map here in my presentation in a moment that shows that band of totality. We're right on the edge of that band, so we're within the band, which is great. So we will get throughout the county various amounts of totality. The longest amount is going to be just shy of 3 minutes. So that's going to be an incredible experience, but we're well positioned in the fact that even like our neighbors just slightly to the south of us in Cincinnati are not within the band. And so we'll see people taking day trips as well as weekend trips to come up, I think, and experience the eclipse from within a several hour radius. So if I'm going to try to pull up just a brief presentation here, I've just got like 9 slides. If I can share my screen, let's see if it's going to cooperate today. There we go. Okay.
Catherine, while you're pulling this up, this is Rachel. I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
How in the world did you find out about the eclipse? Because no pun intended, it wasn't necessarily on my radar, but were you working with anybody in particular to discover this, or how did it come to be?
Yeah, so it's been a conversation, honestly, amongst other visitors bureaus. There's a group that we're all together part of in Facebook, and then the conversations kind of started kicking off in there, like, hey, like, are you in the path of totality? And then the state actually has an organization that is working on this as well. There's like ODNR has been planning for it. I actually joined a webinar months ago with some various actual astrologists who are far more knowledgeable on the actual science and what have you than I am, besides just the marketing aspect of it. But yeah, no, this conversation probably came up for the first time, I want to say like January, February of this year. So yeah, so we've already started Facebook promoting as an organization about this, that Butler County's in the path of totality. We're seeing a ton of engagement around it. So yeah, no, it's something people are very interested in, and you'll see that local media now is starting to talk about the eclipse coming. So it really is starting to get on everybody's radars. Another place that recently we actually pitched USA Today about Butler County. They're doing a NASA edition that's going to be including solar eclipse. And so the writer was very interested in all the information that we had to share, which is all information we gather from partners from around the county on what everybody's doing for the eclipse. So yeah, the media is interested in it. Various tourism groups are interested in it. And so yeah, the conversation definitely is starting to go around in a variety of different places. Okay, so let me see if I can just put this. Oops, there we go. All right, can we see the presentation? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so as we mentioned, Butler County, prime location for viewing the eclipse on April 8th of next year, if you want to start making your plans. So we need everybody's help in making this a memorable location. There's going to be a variety of places and a variety of places through Ohio that you can actually go and see the eclipse and be in the path of totality. So we need to come up with the ideas and have the promotions to make Butler County the place to go. We want to make it an eclipse destination. So here is the path of totality. So we'll pause on that for a minute. So you'll see that we are just right here on the edge of that band, but we're in. So that's exciting news for all of us. But
Catherine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think we're seeing what you're seeing.
Oh no. Let's see. What can you see?
Just the first slide.
Oh no, it's not switching. Let's see. Let me try.
There we go.
All right, I'll just make it larger and I won't go full screen mode. Apparently when you click full screen mode, it doesn't want to cooperate. So there's the band. So this is where you're going to be able to experience totality next April. So that blue line is the center line, but anything in the red, 2 outer bands is where you'll be able to experience totality. Okay, so just a little bit about what we're doing. And we've actually started gathering information from partners. So if you're planning on doing anything around the county, we would love to hear about it. We have a Google form, and I can send all these resources out after the fact as well. But we have a Google form where people are submitting their information on what they're planning on, and we're building out an Eclipse Hub on our website. So it is there, but we're looking to, add more information to it and make it a little bit more robust. And then anybody who's hosting any sort of eclipse event, obviously we're going to include that information on our events calendar as well. We started promoting back in April, actually, of this year, one year out, that the eclipse was coming and that this is a place where you could come and view it and be in the path of totality. So you can see just based off of the screen grab, in the month of April alone, that post had almost 500 shares and 1,000 reactions. And we continued running that post, or that ad, I should say, for several months after that. And honestly, I'm going to get ready to turn that ad back on for the rest of probably this year and early into next year, to keep that message going so people know to come here and learn everything that we're going to be doing for the eclipse. Okay. So some other things we've been doing, we actually worked with a local artist out of Hamilton. I'm sure all of you know Carrie with Scripted Studios, Carrie O'Neill. She designed these for us. So I'll show you an actual, they are in-house now. So try to put them on the camera for you here. So they are custom Butler County eclipse glasses. And these meet all the safety requirements for ISO, that the American Astronomical Society recommends for viewing an eclipse. So we have these in-house, they're ready to distribute. So if you are hosting some sort of like watch party event, let us know, because we will be distributing these around the county. So we've had a lot of questions about how can we get involved in the eclipse. And here are some of the ideas that we've come up with. So if you're doing any sort of event like live music, food truck events, large public spaces and parks make for perfect venues. Anywhere somebody can go and have a watch party with a little bit of an extra event going on is great. We're talking to hotels about securing packages for the eclipse. We have the glasses, obviously, but if you want to order your own glasses, obviously that's great too. I would just make sure that you order those soon, because what we saw with the last eclipse, and we weren't in the path of totality at that point, is that those did sell out kind of months in advance. So if you are interested, they will become difficult to get fairly soon. So I would definitely recommend ordering some if that's something that you're looking to have. And then various promotions. So any time that you can partner with other local businesses to create an extra special experience or a giveaway for attending an event, that's great. Some of the things that we've seen in past eclipses from other destinations, like that bakery did that really cute cookies where they showed the progression of a solar eclipse. We saw these lunar cocktails where somebody was using edible glitter to make it really kind of fun and interesting and neat, just something different. Doing merch that surrounds the eclipse and viewing it here, and then just different food items. People loved when you could tie into the eclipse with a food item like this kind of fun pizza here. And then we've talked to, obviously, we're the home of the donut trail here. So we've talked to several of the, we've talked to all the donut trail shops, and several of them are intending on doing eclipse related, like dozens where they show the progression of the eclipse and donuts, which will be super fun. That example of the coffee there was actually from a North Carolina shop. They called it a moon dust latte. They did that for the 2017 eclipse, and they were really busy from what we hear, what was reported in North Carolina in 2017. They had a ton of incremental visitors at that time for the eclipse. So they'd absolutely just like backlog traffic. But they did this activated charcoal latte, which was really neat. And then things like crafts for kids or adults to enjoy. And then even anything leading up to the eclipse, like we could do exhibits for the month long leading up to it, and things that are, solar related, space related, anything that we could do to generate buzz to make this area just well known as a place that is supporting and interested and the place to be for the actual big day. And then obviously we've got a little QR code here. You can scan that if you want, but this will take you out to our Google form. So that way, if you are sharing, have any ideas to share that you're going to be doing, that's a place you can do so. And then there's our contact information, which you already kind of have, but we'll make sure that this deck gets out to everybody. So you've got a kind of a copy of the toolkit here. So I'm going to stop my share. Just a few other things to note on the eclipse, and then we can obviously kind of just start chatting about it or have questions. So what they've seen in other destinations leading up to the eclipse, that usually there's an incremental visitation for the 3 days leading up to the main event. With this being on a Monday, the timing is great because then we can hopefully invite people in for the 3 days that weekend before the eclipse actually occurs. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is kind of starting to plan, honestly, because we've brought this idea up to a lot of different partners and everybody says, yeah, I'm doing something. But we're in the time frame now where we want to actually be kind of like fleshing out those details and knowing what we're going to do and what we're actually able to promote to make this incredibly robust. As I said, like we had that pitch from USA Today. Now I did I gave my very best spin and I gave them all the details that I could possibly give them based on the light information we have at this time. And they were still interested. They're still picking up the story. So that's great. But the more that we can start providing, the more media inquiries are going to be coming over the next couple of months. So the more we can provide, the better. So yeah, and as I said, we're going to continue on our path, doing more Facebook advertising, telling people that this is the place to go. That I can't even describe to you how incredible the engagement was on that post. I mean, there were so many people getting in there talking about their experiences with previous eclipses and experiencing totality and how it's just something that you cannot miss. So we're excited to experience it ourselves and promote it.
Catherine, I have a question.
Yeah.
And you may or may not know this. I don't know that much about eclipses.
Yeah.
Is this something that's going to be high in the sky, meaning that like we could do something in Markham Park, or do we need to be on like a rooftop, like the parking garage or something?
You could do either, honestly, as
Okay.
long as you've got good viewing visibility. I think that you'll be fine. Markham Park or a rooftop would both be great. I think, especially if you anywhere that you can plan to do something just with additional activations involved, I think you'll get people showing up.
Right. Okay.
And you're well positioned, obviously, in Hamilton with all of your small businesses that can do awesome, I'm sure, various things to tie into the actual event.
What time is it gonna peak?
It's in the middle of the afternoon. I think it's like 3 something. Don't quote me on the exact time, but last I had seen, they were saying it was going to be kind of like when a lot of schools were getting out.
That's what I was gonna say. I wonder if the schools would just do something like right at the end of school where they could be like, hey, if you want to pick your kids up or even do it. I wonder if some of the schools would just open their parking lots to have people there for a viewing.
It's possible. I know that in other destinations, now obviously I don't know what the schools are planning in this area yet. We haven't had that conversation with them, but in other destinations where totality has occurred, a lot of schools have actually closed for the day because traffic ends up being quite a nightmare. So a lot of times they don't even open, or they'll bus out early. So there may or may not be a lot of people in the schools that afternoon.
Catherine, I have a question about numbers. So I don't know if from speaking to some of your colleagues in other counties, if you know, like, so we do plan to host a watching party at Pyramid Hill, but I'm not sure what kind of numbers to expect. Do you have any sense of like how many people might come to the county? How many people might be interested in a viewing party like that?
What we've been told to expect is thousands. The unfortunate thing is I can't give an exact number to it because it's also really going to be weather dependent. A lot of people will make their plans and they'll decide at the last minute still, though, if they see that there's a change in the weather pattern, that they might want to go somewhere else. So it really depends. I mean, you're still going to experience it, I think, here quite well, no matter what. I think it's going to be a good event, but I think we're going to have some people making a decision within that last couple of days once they view the weather forecast where they're actually going to go. So what we've been told to expect is thousands. So
thank you.
I wish I could give you a better number, but unfortunately it's one of those things that you just can't really gauge. There's just too many variables. But if we have a more robust offering going into, the eclipse and being able to tell people we have all of these items and events and things that are occurring, that'll certainly help in getting people here as opposed to somewhere else.
Catherine, this is Rachel. I got a question for you. Could you go back to that first trajectory path?
Yeah, of course. Hold on one second. Let me reshare here.
And again, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. When you look at yeah, that right there. So do you see how it's kind of coming through like St. Louis, Indianapolis, and then it's kind of coming into Ohio? And again, I don't know where this is coming from, but I was thinking, could you do something like a progressive type of party, kind of like how you do like a progressive dinner where you go from place to place to place and you have an experience? Could you work with somebody in St. Louis and just say, here in St. Louis, we have like appetizers, and then, kind of moving into Indianapolis, we've got this that's going on. And then you can come to Ohio and we've got this. So kind of thinking about this trajectory, and even the arc itself could be the actual phases, like, here's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then and because you've got 3 days to do it in, potentially where it's coming into Ohio. So you kind of got the before, the during, and then you've got the after, where you're kind of launching it up toward Cleveland and you're launching it up toward like New York. Like, do you think, like, could you partner with any of those people along that path to say, here's this progression? And again, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I don't really know what that means, but
it's obviously a creative idea. I will say, I think people are probably going to pick kind of largely one destination, probably stick with it. And selfishly, honestly, I really just want them here in Butler County.
I didn't know if like that group would be like traveling, because if it's
probably not. Yeah, because essentially like they say that you're going to get incremental visitation like the 2-3 days leading up to the eclipse, because people want to get there, they want to get settled, they want to explore the area. And then, the actual event itself though is only an hour and 10 minutes. So
okay.
Yeah, so I think somebody put it in the chat, the actual time frame here, which I can't see on this mode with the map up, but I think it said that it starts around like 1:50, I believe she said. Yeah, and then it will peak at 3:08. And so a place that isn't a long pattern of totality will actually be like complete darkness for just shy of 3 minutes in this area. So yeah, unfortunately, you wouldn't really have time to move between kind of destinations.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, people say that when it occurs, that it's just an absolutely just unique and interesting experience. Like I've personally not experienced totality before, but they say that everything goes completely dark, and then the animals don't exactly know what to do, because it's changed their pattern in the middle of the afternoon, and you hear different things that you wouldn't usually hear, like so in that time of day. So apparently it's supposed to just be incredible.
So Catherine, so then the potential for who knows what number of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially to be in our area. I was just looking at eclipse2024.com, I think it is. So they've got all kinds of information, .org, eclipse2024.org. It says that we are in total totality versus being partial or deep partial. But if people are here for a couple extra days ahead of time, maybe they come in on Friday or Saturday, definitely our area has potential to host some activities, whether it's Pyramid Hill or the parks or different restaurants having their specials. I'm assuming you've talked with other people that have the experience, whether they're CVB or they're different areas. Like we were talking about the different coffees and the pizza, and so now is definitely the time to start thinking about what might be your specialty at your business.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, especially with the media pitches, just because they do plan so far in advance, that I totally get and appreciate that something 6 months from now feels very far away. Like I absolutely can appreciate that. But the earlier we can gather that information and gain market share on the fact that, this is the place to be, the better.
Yeah, Catherine, Mallory, Green with the city and I are gonna pull together something to share with the businesses and gather all that info for you guys. So
that'd be perfect. Yeah,
we'll start working on that.
That's great. Yeah, honestly, the more we can promote, the better. We'll keep updating the Eclipse Hub on our website and then keep going on the media pitches. And then, yeah, I think lots of different advertising opportunities for this.
For sure.
So yeah, if anybody wants to brainstorm on ideas, our marketing team is always happy to help. So if you're trying to think like, I'd like to get involved, but I can't think of a way I want to do this for my business, we're more than happy to help sit down with your team and come up with some unique ways that, you know, you can get involved and interact. And then, as I said, if you do want any of our Eclipse glasses, we'd love to see people wearing them. They are drawn, as I said, by Hamilton artists, and we'd love to get those in the hands of the people.
Did you say that those are, people purchase those?
No, we're giving them away. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
a Butler County amenity. So yeah, for folks that are hosting like official like viewing events here in Butler County, we've ordered them, and then we're gonna give them away and try to equally distribute them amongst the county.
Is that something where like the Hamilton Chamber could be a pickup point?
Probably. Yeah, we could discuss the details on that.
Well, I want to do an event just to get the glasses. I think they're
Right.
They are really cool. I'm not gonna lie. They've
Yeah.
been sitting on my desk and I haven't really been able to share them a whole lot with people just yet. So it's exciting to get to do so.
So Catherine, are you hosting, I mean, like if the chamber, if we wanted to host an event for businesses in the area to get some more information, I'm assuming we would be able to do that or help you to promote this?
Oh yeah, anything you can do and want to do, we are all for it.
That's perfect. Would you like to give everybody like your contact information? What's the best way to contact you to get some more details or the URLs to go to?
Yeah, I can do that. And I'm happy to send out this presentation, the kit to you as well, if that's a little bit easier. That way you've got all the URLs and what have you. But my email is Catherine, Kathryn, @travelbutlercounty.com.
Tiffany, I'm thinking we don't normally do this for these presentations, but since this is a, big issue region-wise, I think we should maybe push out today's, because this is being recorded. I think maybe we should push it out. Usually we just kind of put it out there that it's available. Maybe we should actually push it out so people can just click the link and look at it. Because we all know that 3 months from now, people are going to be saying, I didn't know anything about it. So
Yeah. Well, and like I said, Mallory and I are going to send something to all the Hamilton businesses as well.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. I think it's gonna be a great opportunity. I think there's a lot of ways for a lot of different businesses to get involved.
So are
And I
there
think
any?
a watch party. I think a watch party in Markham Park would be awesome.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be perfect. I mean, are there any other ideas that you've come across from other areas, what they've done for their promotions or watch parties?
Yeah, most of it is watch parties, but with add-ons, right? So it's not usually just like come to this park and watch it. It's come to this park and we have glasses, or come to this park and we have local cupcakes that are Eclipse themed, or we've got cocktails, which would be perfect for your Dora. You could do a variety of different like lunar themed libations that people can carry around while they explore. So I think, yeah, Hamilton is going to be a great location with all of your various small businesses to have all of those different, activations and different ways that you can promote the Eclipse and turn promote Hamilton.
Catherine, do you have, excuse me, maybe a list for the less creative businesses as far as if somebody was going to prepare a cocktail or somebody's going to prepare a food item or something like that, some maybe themes that businesses could say, oh, I could tie into that.
Yeah, we have a
Looking at that
little.
going, I don't know what to do.
Sure. Yeah, we have a little bit of in that presentation that I showed. There's a few
Mhm.
different buckets of things that you could tap into. But that was meant just kind of like a starting point so people could get the wheels turning on ideas of things that might be applicable for their business. But as I said, we're happy. I mean, we can come up with a more in-depth list if that would be helpful. Or our team is more than happy to come and, do a separate session and we can all brainstorm ideas of things that might make sense for individual businesses. Always happy to do that.
I have a question for the chamber and for you, Catherine. So we would love to do more collaborations and partnerships, particularly when it comes to this event. Is there a way for us to find out what other people are doing and see if there's overlaps or points where we could work together?
Yeah. So I will be honest, I've got some information from various communities around the county and park systems. A lot of it right now is we're planning on doing something. So I don't have exact details on what most people are doing just yet. But I think that's certainly a great opportunity that maybe here in the next couple of months, we plan just kind of like an Eclipse forum, if you will. And then maybe those who are interested can all get together and we can figure out ways to best collaborate. And then if you're not on our email newsletter list, please send me an email because we are actually hosting an open house on November 2nd for those who might not have seen Travel Butler County's Welcome Center yet or met all of our staff. But that might be another good time that we could all, you could be other regional partners, and those are the sort of things that we can discuss.
Tiffany, I'm thinking that maybe we do something like this that's like the Holly Jolly Hamilton thing, where maybe we actually have something either online or printed out that people can actually see what everybody's doing.
Yeah, rack cards.
Yeah.
I think we would have enough, or even online, we can build a landing page too for what's happening in Hamilton for the
Push
Eclipse.
that out, and maybe we could put that on the app somehow too as a connector.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Now that I don't think Laura's crazy anymore, I'm all on board with it. So
Anytime you need support,
Thank
Laura,
you.
let us know.
I'll call you all next time. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. I'm seeing this on social media. It was more than a couple months ago. So give me a little extra credit on that part.
yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while ago. Like I said, it's such a huge deal. It's truthfully, most likely a once in a lifetime opportunity for most people. I saw some things that say people come from other countries. They're traveling here from internationally to see this because it's such a unique opportunity.
Well,
As you said, we're not the only place that people can go, right? So we want to make a reason why and show people why that, this is the place that you have to see it, because we have all of these additional events and activities and activations going on simultaneously.
After Laura came to me and I kind of dismissed her, I did do some research. And it really does have an impact on local businesses just because of the numbers of people, that are going to be here. And I think the more that we all get involved and, Maria, to your point, the more that we all work together and collaborate and are promoting what everybody's doing, I think the bigger win for the whole community.
Absolutely. And then obviously our goal as an organization, right, is we're, trying to promote visitors to come into the area. So we're looking traditionally, and my brain always goes to like 90 miles out and beyond to come in to visit, right? But there's definitely a local impact that's going to be occurring here. Like there's going to be people just from around Butler County who want to go out and go to Luke's, to go get a cupcake because it's just cool and it's solar themed, or Kelly's Bakery to get her donuts that are going to be, solar themed, those sort of things. So there's absolutely going to be an additional local impact. And as I said earlier, I think when we were kind of kicking this call off, that in Cincinnati, you're not going to be able to see totality. So what's the next closest destination that they can go to within 20, 30 minutes? Butler County. So it's definitely going to have a great local impact in addition to a larger focused visitor impact as well.
Catherine, I got a question. With the Air Force base up there in Dayton, anything happening up there?
Yeah. They are hosting their own event.
Okay.
There is also going to be up that way. Municipal Brew Works is going to be doing their special beer up there as well. But rest assured, I did confirm that we will be able to get the beer that they're doing for the solar eclipse here locally as well. But yeah, no, they're doing their own event up there.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's just outside of Butler County. So
I was thinking like when you were talking about like pulling from 90 miles, you're pulling from everywhere.
Yeah, we are. But as I said, it comes down to, honestly, I think the amount of opportunity somebody's going to have. There's just that extra little bit of like, that makes somebody want to come when they've got options, especially in this sort of experience. So when we have those experiences, that's going to be what's the difference maker, in my opinion. If we can show that all around our county that we are supporting this, that there is hundreds of activities going on, hundreds of different things that you can try, that's going to be hard for somebody, I think, to make another choice, or at least I hope.
I mean, this picked up major credibility for me when I was talking to Jim Boland, and the EMS people are preparing for this. So emergency responders and everything, they are putting a plan together. So I'm like, wow, this is really a big deal.
Yep, and to give them their credit, they were the first people that responded to my eclipse request for people that are making plans. So yeah, they definitely are thinking that this is going to be something that needs, attention, and that there will be, additional folks in our area.
Then I see Jennifer Pierce has checked out Astronomy Magazine, has the top 20 cities to watch the 2024 eclipse. Lima and Cleveland made the list. If Lima made the list, Hamilton can make it.
Yeah, Cleveland is, luckily for Cleveland, they're right smack dab on that center line of the totality. So they're going to have some of the longest durations. So, good for them. But, I think we can do some things here that still make Butler County an awesome place to be for the eclipse.
Well, it's still amazing, Catherine. You may have the most current statistics of what is the population saturation within a, let's say even a 3-hour radius of Hamilton. This area has a large population saturation just to start with.
Yeah, there is. I know that within the region, I believe, don't quote me exactly on this, but I know within like a 2-hour, 3-hour radius, you can reach about 10 million households.
So that's just what we have here already in our area. So what if we bring in another, I don't know, a couple million? I don't know what our numbers could be. There's no way to know. So someone from, Lexington, Kentucky, that's about a 2-hour drive, about 100 miles. They're not going to be able to see it. But in a couple-hour drive, you can come here and see it here in Butler County. So, promoting just our 10 million-ish population in our area could be a huge saturation for us during that time frame. And if we've got things on Friday, we've got things on Saturday, we've got things on Sunday, the actual day of Monday, how do we engage people for multiple days?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we want to make it a full kind of weekend getaway experience. And as you said, especially if they're traveling, from Kentucky a little bit south, we're going to be one of the first destinations that they're going to hit where they could experience totality.
Definitely. All right. Any other questions for Catherine? No, Dan, you don't have any more questions?
No, I've already asked all mine.
I'm glad that you stated multiple times that I am not crazy. Thank you very much.
Well, about this topic anyway.
Oh my, yes, about this topic anyway.
I'm supposed to use terms like that in front of Jennifer, so.
I was correct. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
So definitely be looking forward to what Tiffany is going to be putting together with the city, so we can talk to local businesses. If anybody has any questions, feel free to contact Catherine or contact us here at the chamber. Like I said, Dan said we got this recorded, so we will freely share this anywhere that we can put this out. We want everyone to get involved, not just in the Hamilton area. We want the whole county, anywhere that anyone has any interest. We're willing to work with you to help to make this successful for you. We will be back in a couple weeks for coffee and conversation. Let me see what that date is. That is October 24th. So we will have another great topic that day. And we look forward to seeing you all again. Catherine, is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, just thank you so much for having us on today. And I really look forward to seeing what everybody comes up with.
Perfect. So we will see you all in a couple weeks then.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys.